Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about our distinguished achievements, and this is one of the greatest achievements that I would think, to design a set of 8 stamps for the newly created Republic of Bangladesh. Mr. Biman Mullick was asked by the Bangladesh government in collaboration with the British government and the British Postmaster General, then John Stonehouse, to design this. Every stamp has its own history. I would rather leave it to him to describe. My question was, how did it all end up again in your lap?
Well, one day, at that time I was a lecturer of art, came home and my wife Aparajita said, "Guess who tried to contact you?" At the time I was very tired as well, and I like guessing game, but just tell me. I said, "John Stonehouse." And is that Postmaster General? Yes. And I said, "Have you taken his telephone number?" So no, he didn't give it to me, us. He said, "Well, he is going to contact because he cannot be contacted." In few hours' time, he rang. And he said, "Do you know the situation in East Pakistan?" I said, "Yes." At that time, I was watching television every evening and saw the atrocities committed to the people of Bangladesh, at that time known as East Pakistan, by the Pakistani army.
Right.
And naturally, it made me extremely sad, extremely agitated, and I found that I can't do anything. What a great injustice is going on. Anyway, at that time, he rang. He said, "Would you be interested in designing stamps for this newly formed government Bangladesh?" Without any hesitation, I said, "Yes." I said, "Well, what a great opportunity. I want to make a protest. That's the way I can make a protest." So, "Can you come and see me?" So within 2-3 days, I went to see him at Houses of Parliament. Now remember, at that time, he was not Postmaster General. At that time, it was under Tory government.
Yeah, he was advising Mr. Abu Said Chaudhry.
Correct.
Justice Abu Said.
Correct. And so I met him, and I said, "Please tell me and give me a brief." Like any other design, said, "There is no brief. We give entirely to you what to be done."
Yeah.
What a great responsibility. And I started thinking, what is the purpose of that? Purpose, first of all, is to introduce Bangladesh to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Bangladesh was not known to anybody.
And tell their story through the stamps.
Good. So I said, all right, to do that, let me tell the story of freedom movement, why Bangladesh came to Bangladesh. And I thought, to do that, one stamp is not good enough, because series of stamps. I said 8 is a good number.
Yeah.
It also has another aspect. That stamps will be sold to philatelists, and the money will be used for the freedom movement. And I just described what is there. And I can just make a short description. The first one, I did it to show where Bangladesh is in the world map.
Right.
So that's what it is. And it looks like I have broken Bangladesh into 4 parts.
Right.
But it's coincident, And then...
It's as it appears on a graph.
Yes. It's based on longitude and latitude.
Right.
So, but it is almost
so in every projection they have these lines.
Yes. Now, what triggered the whole movement? I think a massacre took place in Dhaka University. In the middle of night, a group of Pakistani soldiers came and killed innocent students
Right.
That was really upset me. And
That's
at
the
the time
second
I
one
was teacher. I said, if it happens to my students, so that gave me that idea.
That's the second stamp.
Second stamp,
Right.
massacre at Dhaka University.
Right. That's third one.
Third one, now whenever we talk about a nation in this country, in anywhere, people say, well, how many people you are talking about? At that time, Great Britain had only 52 million people. Bangladesh had 75 million people at that time.
Right.
So that shows the gravity of the situation. We are not dealing with small number of people. We are dealing with 75 million.
Right. And the fourth one is
Fourth one
the
is the
flag.
Flag. Now that was the flag at that time.
At that time,
now
yes.
the flag is changed, as you know.
Yes.
There's the Bangladesh map on the red circle.
Superimposed on.
Superimposed. So that's the flag of the movement. The next one, the one thing you must remember at that time, there was the election, and 98% of the total Pakistan, not just Bangladesh and only, voted in favor of Awami League, and that was
They were denied.
denied.
Yes.
And that is very important. And I said, well, that fact must be
Right.
showed in a visual form.
And the sixth one
Sixth one is
the
the
breaking of-
breaking the link between East Pakistan and West Pakistan.
It's more like breaking of chains.
As well as, you know. So it has got two,
Several
three
meanings,
meanings.
yes, of
And you
course.
can take whatever. But that's the way I thought, well, it's breaking the link, breaking away from the slavery, a kind of slavery. When the Bengali people was exploited by the Pakistani government, was living
1,000 miles away. Now the seventh one is
Seventh
a picture of Sheikh
Sheikh
Mujib.
Sheikh Mujib, because he was the leader of the movement. So I think his picture should be there.
Right.
The last one is very also important. I am asking the whole world to support Bangladesh, support morally, support financially. So that's the highest value.
Right.
So it's 10 rupees. So the total cost is around £1 something. £1 something is not that high amount of money for a serious philatelist. If they buy a set, you know, it will go to the freedom movement. So
Right.
that was whole idea.
And you selected 8 stamps because it looks
Yes, it looks
falls on
nice
the pattern.
on a first day cover. And I had to choose a first day cover which is big enough to handle by the postal authority.
Right.
You know, at the same time, it's nice and presentable. I tried to make it very colorful you know, and dramatic. So either I'm not capable, or I thought it's not the right way of doing a beautiful, lovely, sweet drawing, which most postage stamps are. But they are not sweet, little, beautiful drawings.
No,
They are telling the story.
Every single stamp has a message, a
Exactly,
story.
exactly.
And that was the whole idea.
Exactly.
You were also honored by the Bangladesh government for that, isn't it?
Yes.
And I think
Well,
there was a picture somewhere.
Somewhere, but if you don't find it, doesn't matter.
What was that Padok?
Yes, that was
Yeah. Can we focus on this, please? This is you're receiving this from the Prime Minister and the
Prime
President.
Minister and the President.
President and the Foreign Minister, I can see
Yes,
at that time.
I mean, Jillur Rahman, the
you.
President,
Okay.
also. So you can see that both they are
Yes.
holding the. Well, this is after 20, I don't know how many years in past.
Okay.
One day, one of my good friend called Abdul Mutin, you might know, he was a great journalist. He rang me and said, now, your name has been recommended for an honor. You must accept it. As if I'm not going to accept. Of course I will accept it. So he was the first man to within 2 days, I received a letter. And then I found out a lot of people already knew that.
Right.
So I was invited to go there, and I'm very honored to receive the prize.
I understand that you went on your own. You were not accompanied by your good wife. But,
Correct.
But in the book that is cooking or cookery for the collection, this is a husband and wife team project. There are 8 delicious recipes and 8 equally delicious drawings. See, there she is with you.
Yes.
Tell us something about that book.
Well, again, I'm very fortunate to teach some of my illustrious students. One of them is called Jonathan. Jonathan always wanted to produce a book. He is a what you call owner of a private press. He produced beautiful books for collectors. So if you want to buy one of his books, you have to pay more than £100 because they're limited edition books.
Right.
So then he wanted to produce a book, use my drawings. And first it took us a long time, which drawing? I used to draw for Radio Times, the journal of
Yep.
BBC.
BBC.
Perhaps you remember Madhur Jaffrey was
Yes.
the first person to introduce
Wife of Syed Jaffrey.
Yes, Indian cookery.
Yeah.
And at that time, BBC commissioned me to produce 8 drawings to go with the program. And I produced 8 drawings. And that 8 drawings was chosen by my student, Jonathan.
I hurried to another project of yours, very healthy. You as a, can we have this focus? You as a marathon runner. Back in 2006.
2006.
2006, you completed this London Marathon at the young age of 72.
Correct.
And you completed in 6 hours and 24 minutes.
Something like that, yes.
I would have taken 60 hours and 40 minutes, but
But the whole idea is to finish. It's
Yes.
not a question of how long it would take. I didn't want to finish it in 1 hour.
can we have this picture focused as well, please? This is a young Biman Mullick with the legend Satyajit Roy. And this is a letter from Satyajit Roy to Mr. Biman Mullick. Thank you. Tell us the circumstances in which you met Satyajit Roy.
Well, after 1971, one day I received a completely unexpected letter from Satyajit Roy. I was astonished. And he congratulated me for the postage stamps of Bangladesh. That means he has seen it. And he wrote that next time when I come to Calcutta, I must come and visit him. Unfortunately, that particular letter is missing. It's somewhere in the piles of my lots of papers. Anyway, so I went to see him, and I went to see him with a little gift, the little book called Myths and Legends of India. And I presented to him. He said, "No, I don't like to have it." I said, "Why?" He said, then he went and picked the book from his bookshelf. I was astonished that he already collected. And not only that, he told me that I have been watching your progress. That's something completely unexpected. Anyway, so that's
What is this book about?
It is a book called Myths and Legends of
Could we
India.
focus, have a focus on this book, please?
The book has got around 80 full-color drawings by me. And that also noticed by Satyajit Ray, and he liked it, he kept it. But what happens, I said, well, I already put your name in the presentation. All right. So at that time, he was the owner of 2 of my little book. It's one of my best book, which took me a long time to produce. Anyway, so and then after a few years, I had an exhibition of my graphic works in Calcutta, and I requested him to come and inaugurate the exhibition. He wrote me a letter that he's not very well, so he cannot do that, but he would like to see my works. So when I went there, at that time, Lady Ranu Mukherjee was a great name in the field of arts. She came and inaugurated the exhibition. And one day I made an appointment and went to see Satyajit Ray and showed my work. So that's again a great privilege. And it was a great privilege to know him and great privilege to know that he looked at my work before I met him.
Mr. Biman Mullick, it was a great pleasure having you on the show.
It is my pleasure too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us, dear viewers. We hope that you have enjoyed the show as much as we have. And the only thing we can learn from him is keep running, keep doing the things. And at the young age of 84, he's still around, active, and a symbol of love, affection, and dedication to his work. May he be an inspiration to all of us. Thank you. See you sometime next week again.